James Lupton for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to join with Jason Moloney. Jason, how you doing?
Yeah, really good, mate. How are you?
Very good, thanks, pal. Let's go back a few weeks. Las Vegas. I'll say a few weeks, a little longer than that now. You've had your quarantine time since you've come back as well. Talk to me a
Yeah,
little bit about the whole quarantine process over there, the bubble, etc.
yeah. The bubble and stuff was pretty unreal the way they've gone about it. It's certainly pretty strict procedures and everything like that to try and make sure everyone can stay as safe as possible. So it's pretty full on. We went into the bubble about 3 days before Andrew's fight and about 5 days before my fight. Um, as soon as you get there, you get tested for COVID-19, and then you get basically sent to your room, and yeah, you basically stay there until your test results come back. And yeah, given that you come back all good, you can walk around the hotel and do as you want. And then it's basically only the rooms on one level of the MGM that they've got booked out, and then they've got the conference center set up in the bubble, and that's the fight venue, the gyms, the food hall, everything like that. So yeah, I mean they had everything there that you need, just about. Obviously, it's not ideal being sort of locked in a hotel, but yeah, they've set it up perfectly so that things can go ahead. And yeah, we got over there. We were both able to fight, and yeah, couldn't have wished for anything better. It was fantastic, and yeah, very grateful to be a part of it.
What's a lot? Obviously, Top Rank were the first promotional company to bring boxing back after the pandemic and the lockdown. Well, during lockdown, I should say.
Yeah.
Everything they've done, all the protocols was in place to ensure that boxing could still go ahead. How
Hmm.
pleased are you to be a part of it? Obviously, not only to go ahead with it, but also coming in from Australia as well to America to compete.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mate, so grateful. Like when obviously all of this hit and the whole world sort of shut down, I was, pretty worried that my career was going to be on hold for quite a while. I didn't see myself possibly fighting for the rest of this year, which I mean, a lot of Australian fighters that aren't signed to a top rank are in that boat. There's a lot of professional fighters here that may not fight for the rest of the year, probably the majority of them. And I thought that maybe I'll be in that boat as well. And even when Top Ranks said, "Oh, look, we're going to hopefully look to bring back boxing and behind closed doors, no fans and everything like that," I was still worried that maybe I wouldn't be able to be a part of it. And then obviously our manager Tony Tolch did a magnificent job getting us permission to travel to America, and then Top Rank couldn't have been any better to me and Andrew. Gave us both huge opportunities. They were stoked to have us over there. Gave us both headline slots on each of our shows, and just looked after us so well. They really went above and beyond and made sure we had everything we needed. It, and yeah, mate, the Top Rank team couldn't have been any better towards us, and yeah, really made us feel welcome, and yeah, couldn't have been happy with the whole experience, and so happy to be able to keep fighting and keep progressing in our careers, and yeah, fight when no one else in the world basically is. So very happy.
I mean, you guys, you and Andrew, you'd actually started working again, done some labouring work because you didn't think you'd be boxing again for so long.
Yeah, that's right. I think last time we spoke to you, we touched on doing a bit of labouring, and yeah, it was pretty. You got to do what you got to do. We need to bring some money in. Both young. We both got young families that we need to support, and when we didn't think we were fighting for quite some time, you start to worry about your position financially. But yeah, very grateful that we were able to keep boxing, and as soon as we sort of got word that we might be able to get over there and fight, then yeah, we obviously stopped the working, and we still trained the whole way through. We only did a few days here and there just to bring in a little bit of cash, but yeah, we kept training all the way through and worked really, really hard. And then obviously once we got the call up that we were going to be able to fight, then we were ready to go straight away, which was a big benefit, because I know a lot of fighters at the moment, they're nowhere near ready to fight. So we're proud of ourselves for staying ready and being able to take good take that opportunity with both hands, and jump in there and fight straight away, which was great.
Now, Andrew fought 2 days before yourself, unfortunately losing his world title to Joshua Franco. How did you feel after Andrew's loss?
Yeah, it was pretty hard to watch. You know, we'd been through the whole training camp at home and in America, and I know how hard he worked for that fight, and know how hard he worked to win that world title in the first place. So it was pretty hard to watch. But as you said, I was fighting 2 days later, so I sort of had to block it out, and couldn't let that affect me at all. I just tried to use that as extra motivation, if anything, to make sure that I went out there and put on a great performance, and sort of leveled it up, and gave us something to smile about. Definitely didn't want us going home with 2 losses. Would have been devastating. So I use that as sort of extra motivation, and I didn't let that his performance affect me at all. I knew I had a job to do myself, and I sort of blocked that out, and got in there, went in there, and did what I was there to do. Which was really good, because there was a bit of added pressure on me after Andrew lost for me to go out there and perform. But obviously didn't let that affect me. And good fighters can perform very well under pressure, so it's always good when you can do something like that. And it gave me good confidence, and I was very happy with my performance, and onwards and upwards from here.
I was just speaking to Andrew before I called yourself, as you know, and he said he felt guilty. He felt he put pressure on you to get the win. I
Yeah,
was mentioning to him as well, it's not your first time fighting in America. You did fight in the
no,
World's Boxing Super Series, get that right.
yeah,
Emmanuel Rodriguez a few years back, and you
yeah,
lost that as well. So you lost your American debut also. How much
yeah.
pressure was on you to, obviously, your second time fighting in America, the place you lost previously, and your brother losing a couple of days beforehand? Was there added pressure?
Yeah, there was added pressure, and the thing is, over the past few years, even quite a lot of Australian fighters have sort of done well on our shores, and then they've gone over to America, and haven't been able to win, or haven't performed well, and sort of come unstuck. But so it was really important for me to get over there this time and just show everyone that it is possible, that Australia can match it with the rest of the world, and that we can go over there and beat these guys. And as you said, the first time I went over there, my fight was in Orlando against Emmanuel Rodriguez, and I did come up short. So yeah, it was something that I wanted to prove to myself as well, that I have got what it takes to fight at the top level, and to beat these guys, and do well in this sport. So yeah, it gave me a huge sense of belief, and a lot of confidence moving forward, that I love fighting on that big stage, and obviously I was able to perform well on that big stage as well, which is very important.
Definitely. Before we do come on to the fight itself, obviously you mentioned that you lost to Manuel Rodriguez before, so you don't have an undefeated record, you don't have an O to protect as such. And I was speaking to Andrew
Yeah,
about this, and the Floyd Mayweather effect. Everybody wants to be undefeated and retire with their O
yeah.
intact. What can Andrew learn from yourself? You're not undefeated, but you've worked your way back up. You're now mandatory, ranked number 1 in the world, WBO. What can he learn from yourself and your loss? What can you teach him from that?
Yeah, he'll learn a lot from that. And it's unfortunate. No one likes to lose, but the thing with taking a loss is it does really force you to improve. Even though he's still training hard, he hasn't taken his foot off the pedal or anything like that. But when you take a loss, it definitely wakes you up, and makes you realize, that everything can be taken from you just so easily like that. So even though Andrew, look, Andrew had a better amateur career than me. Andrew was a world champion before me. I felt like I feel like because I have had that loss 18 months ago now, and I did have that time to sort of improve a lot, and I feel like that loss really did, even though losing to Rodriguez, I think it gave me a sense of where I belong, because I was that world title fight for me was probably a fraction early for myself. I'd only just sort of joined with my new trainer Angelo Hyder at that stage, and hadn't um, really nailed everything that we're working on in the gym. We're still really sort of gelling together at that stage, and that the world title opportunity and the opportunity to join the Super Series came. So of course I was gonna take that, but at that stage, it was probably a little bit early. But then I went in that world title fight and lost a split decision, by 1 round at the absolute closest margin. And even though I lost, I think it gave me a sense of that I do belong at the top of the sport, and I can become world champion. I can beat the elite fighters in my division. Um, so and then taking that loss and having that experience, it really made me improve, and I feel like I've improved heaps since that Rodriguez fight. I know even the commentators talked about that during my fight, the sense that they could see how much I'd improved since that Rodriguez fight as well. And Andrew's only going to do the same. You know, I think after this loss, he's going to just improve so much as a fighter. I know I'm very happy that he's got the rematch because I'm confident that he'll come back and beat Franco in the rematch and show everyone just how good he is. And like you said, you know, protecting this or having this unbeaten record, I don't think it's that important. I think this loss will do really good things for him in his career, and it's going to force him to really come back a much better fighter.
Let's talk about your fight, Leonardo Bays. I don't know if I'm saying that
Yep.
correctly or not. Very dominant, very good performance. Everyone raved about it on social media afterwards. How did you feel during the fight? Did you feel in full control throughout?
Yeah, I felt in full control throughout the whole fight. Sort of had a bit of a go in there and see what Baez had. I thought I'd probably be able to beat him, boxing him out long. And then I thought that I'd be able to have a fair bit of success just on his chest as well. I think if you stand in front of a guy like that, or you know, any sort of Mexican style brawler, you're gonna have a hard night just going to war with him. But I felt like I just controlled the distance perfectly. I was boxing him really well from the outside with my jab, and then when I got on the inside, even though he's a big guy at 5'9" and generally fights at 122, I just felt like I was the stronger fighter in there, and I was really comfortable on his chest. I really didn't take any clean shots throughout the whole fight, and felt like I was pushing him back and landing some really good shots myself on the inside. So, you know, it was everything I wanted to do was working well, and I was breaking him down, and I think he made the right decision not coming out of the corner, because I think myself I would have stopped him in the next round for sure. I could feel that he was weakening, you know, every round that was going on. I could feel like he was weakening, and I was just getting stronger and stronger and more confident. And really happy with the performance. Watching it back, there's still definitely things that I can do better, and things that I'm in the gym now working on to improve. But happy with how it went, and looking forward to what's next.
What's that like when you've systematically broken somebody down and they've not come out of the corner, they've retired on their stool? Is that a sweeter victory than a stoppage?
I don't know if it's sweeter. I was watching it back. Obviously I was stoked that I'd won, and that I'd broken him down so well, and making a Mexican quit is pretty well unheard of. So it was pretty satisfying. But watching it back, I was thinking, I'm just getting on top now, and all my hard work's just starting to shine through. And I think the next round would have been just super impressive to see me come out and just really get on top of him and just dominate him in the next round. But sort of got robbed of that opportunity a bit. So I would have preferred he come out, but I'll take it. I'll take the win.
Did you feel you still had more gears to shift through?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I, me and Andrew were both extremely fit. Obviously Andrew wasn't right during his fight, and didn't show the real workhorse that he normally is. But we generally get stronger and stronger and stronger as the fight goes on. And they got stopped at the start of the eighth, but I could have gone 12 comfortably that night. And I was just really starting to shift through the gears, and I think it would have been really, really impressive if I had got another round or two in. But as I said, take the win, and I'm happy, and I'll show the next few years and what I'm capable of in the next few fights.
So I want to talk about, you was scheduled to fight Josh Greer Jr. before the lockdown had happened. I even thought it was going to still happen behind closed doors. What happened there? Why did that not happen? Do you know? Was it your team, his team? Was it a purse change? What? Do you have any idea at all?
No, not sure actually, mate. We went over there as well, thinking that I was going there to fight Josh Greer. And then we met up with Top Rank, and Tony had discussions with him, and they said that fight wasn't going ahead. But I think it was sort of planned that I'd get through my fight and he'd get through his fight, and we would meet next. But obviously he was beaten, and I've moved up and taken his spot as the number one contender with the WBO. So look, it's still a fight that may happen somewhere along the line, but now I've got myself in the number one position, and Casimiro's there without an opponent, then that's obviously the fight we're really pushing hard towards. The goal is to become world champion, and that's all I want. So if we can get that fight, then that's the fight I want. But yeah, if the Greer fight's still there somewhere along the line, then yeah, I'm happy to fight him as well.
Obviously, Greer lost to, I think it's Mark Planier he lost to.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Andrew losing as well, there have been a few upsets during the return of boxing. Did that put any pressure on you? Did you have any worries or fears at all that it could happen to yourself?
No, not so much, mate. I knew how hard I'd worked, and you know, I was completely prepared for anyone that they put in front of me. I knew Baez was going to be a tough opponent, but I knew wholeheartedly that I had done the work and that I was ready and prepared uh, to fight well and to win. And that's what I went over there to do. And yeah, I wasn't going to let anyone stop me from getting that victory.
And very finally, Jason, you mentioned the number one ranked WBO, Casimero. Looks like the Inoue fight's not happening from just yet. You've put yourself in that position. You're ready. You want it. Talk to me about that. Have there been talks? What's the situation around that fight currently?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I'll leave that up to the team. Tony and Top Rank have been in discussions with Casimiro's team, I believe. But yeah, I've made it pretty clear that that's the fight I want. I mean, obviously, my dream is to become world champion, as I said, and now that I've worked my way up to the number one position, I feel like I'm ready for that opportunity. I feel like I've earned that opportunity to fight for another world title. And as you said, Inoue's not available at the moment due to visa issues. So Casimiro's over in America at the moment training without an opponent, and mate, I'm ready to go. So I've made that pretty clear, and I'm really hopeful that we can make the fight happen, and that I can get over there, and we can then I can get over there and fight September, October, whenever we can book that in. Yeah, I'd love that opportunity, and very confident that I can beat Casimero and achieve my dream of becoming world champion. So it's very exciting. Now I've just got to sit back, keep working hard, and let the team sort that out, and hopefully I'll get my chance soon.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for speaking to pro boxing fans once again.
My pleasure, mate. Thank you.